You only have to see the quality, the scale and the designs of the buildings here in Johannesburg to understand that this was a city built off the back of a gold rush. If you bought a stamp in 1897, it would probably have a picture of Rissik Street Post Office on it. As a child, innocent Masipe remembers the shiny brass window fittings and polished wooden floors.
You'll wear your best clothes just to come here.
But 20 years ago, the post office abandoned this building. And the National Monument is now a symbol of a decaying city centre.
It was very, very historic. It pains me to see it in this state today.
The miniature replica of the Big Ben clock tower was stolen in 2002. And 100 years of history went up in flames 5 years ago when vagrants used the building's wooden floors and staircases for firewood.
All floors, from the fourth floor down to the first floor, has collapsed.
Now, a few security guards and Pepsi the dog protect the red brick shell. The Johannesburg post office was once so important, there was pictures of it on the stamps. Today, it's a barren skeleton, and it's not even safe to be in here right now.
Obviously, if it's left in this condition and not maintained, and people continue to pull out the structural elements, vandals continue to strip the building, it will become structurally unstable, I would say, in the near future.
The structure is a ticking time bomb of potential lost history and lives, and the government knows it. The Orlando power station collapsed under their care just 2 weeks ago, killing 3 people.
The post office at this point, the way it looks, is it's a liability. The plans in the next few months is to turn it into an asset. Okay, so you should see a lot of activity on that building.
Partnering with a developer, the plan is to now invest over 150 million rand. An art gallery is one option, but a more community-driven idea is preferred. Government says it needs the private sector to help rescue over 2,000 other decaying buildings in Johannesburg. But it's not easy for developers. They say the heritage buildings are too precious to knock down, but they are also too protected to modify.
We really want to preserve these buildings where possible, but we also have to be pragmatic, because the problem with a heritage building is if it's vacant, it will get vandalized and vagrants will come in and destroy the heritage. The ideal would be to get these buildings occupied.
Developers have been offered tax incentives to revitalize the inner city, but they also say they want reduced rates and guaranteed tenants before taking on these risky projects.
I see potential. I see interesting spaces. I see the opportunity to turn old spaces that no longer function and make them into spaces that people want to come and spend time within the city.
If the next 20 years are like the last 20, Johannesburg's history could be reduced to rubble. Because in the bricks of this building is not just a post office, but the history of this city. Yusuf Omar in Johannesburg.
You deserve to know more.
eNCA.com